The biggest lie in the music industry is that your music needs to be perfect, your playing needs to be perfect. Well, let me tell you, perfectionism is not making your music better, it's actually making it dull, boring, and forgettable. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you've heard a song and then you immediately forgot it? Then, when was the last time you listened to a song and it really connected with you and made you remember it, even if it was just one time only? You had this earworm of the tone inside your ears. If you forget the songs that you listen to, it's because they are too perfect, too clean, too safe. That's one of the reasons that modern day music is not really memorable and it's quite forgettable, too overpolished and overproduced. It's something that really doesn't connect with our nature, with our human nature, our behavior as human beings, our flows, our nuances. Today, I'm going to tell you why we should stop chasing perfection in our practice, in our music production, in our playing and performance. Perfection is the enemy. This might sound counterintuitive, indeed, because high standards usually come with perfection, come with the sense of having to make everything on point, on grid. But that's not the case when it comes to music. Music is not something that you can quantify and make it algorithmic and lifeless. I can say this because I've spent 20 years as a guitarist and a multi instrumentalist as well, but guitar is my main thing. And I was a guy who started with classical music. I was trained classically and with a specialty on flamenco music, and which normally chases a lot of perfection. And don't get me wrong, classical music is a different niche, but it's all about the composing. Composing can be perfect. You can be a perfectionist when you are composing music. But when it comes to performance and production, perfectionism is really leading us to making forgettable music. I've been in multiple bands, I've played independently, I've made my own music, produced my own music, and I'm still learning. Of course, this is a very long adventure for anyone who is into making music or art in general. It's a lifelong endeavor, if you may. Modern day music is too perfect, too overproduced, and the social media pandemic is making it even worse because we're chasing perfection, we're chasing making the perfect on grid music, visuals, everything in our life to showcase like the positive side of life when it comes to social media basically. How many people post about bad things that happen in their life or about the normal ups and downs? It's mostly just people showing off the good times, the positive things. And this translates to music, really, because it's becoming a way of programming our psychological, our psychosocial behavior. We have digital tools now. You can record a take a million times and nobody would give a damn because like it's cheap. It's not something you could do with analog gear. So we have too many options, too many plugins, too many tools, and we can like overdub, retake, quantize, use autotune. These tools are making things really easy to perfect, and in essence, it's causing the music to become dull and boring and lifeless. It's stripping the music from its human nature, from its flaws, from its imperfections. Let me now address something that I'm experienced in because as a guitarist, I'm gonna talk about like all the overhyped, overproduced guitar performances that are plaguing social media and YouTube. How many times you see like a guitar performance with 8 layer guitar, which is impossible for a human to play, or with too too good to be true performance that is humanly nearly impossible or impossible. I'm not saying that there aren't people who are virtuosos of their instrument and they can actually play really, really on spot, in time, on key, everything. But when it comes to the way that music was done before. People used to record music in live takes. In the beginning, actually, it was all like the whole band would be playing without even multi-tracking. Then multi-tracking came using analog technology, which was also limited because you couldn't like overdub or take have like a million take because you will run out of tape and tape is expensive. But now in the digital day and age, it's really something that mind boggles me that we went more and more towards perfectionism, perfect performance, and forget about the human aspect of making music. So here's the thing: making mistakes as a guitarist when you play is not a big deal. Yes, of course, nobody wants to hear some out of tone notes and out of scale. That really sounds bizarre. But it's okay. If you make it, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to, especially if you're improvising. I'm not talking about recording. If you're improvising, why would you re edit your improvising take? Because a lot of guitarists claim this thing that in their videos that it is improvised. But if you take a deeper look, it's not. It's improvised and it's overdubbed because maybe they improvise, but then they will re-edit the hell out of their performance, which is really not authentic. When you're improvising, you're improvising. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's something I'm really doing intentionally, although it might make people turn off and switch off my videos, especially my improvised jam videos, is that I leave everything in terms of music, and then in terms of the performance, I'm just playing. I make a mistake, and sometimes it sounds really bizarre, but I'm just leaving it because the essence of improvising over a jamming track, most of the time, it's the first time I listen to this jamming track, so I'm literally just playing in real time to this track. It's something that I enjoy making, and yes, when I look back at the video and I see like shit, I'm really out of scale here. I really made a big mistake here. But I'm not making a record here. I'm not recording something that I've composed or a cover. I'm simply playing over a backing track. And so I like to keep everything as is. I do edit the videos themselves, I mean the visuals of the videos. I do add AI clips sometimes or some B roll. Uh, but that's a different story. I'm not manipulating the music performance because I'm a musician. The aim of this channel is music. So I'm not gonna edit things out and make me look as a perfect player with no mistakes at all to the audience. When it comes to improvising, the secret to improving is actually realizing that mistakes and mess ups are just unplanned opportunities. It's how you deal with that mess up later, like as you are performing, just in the moment. How you deal with this mess up, like when you have something wrong, and how you get out of it. Okay, it's not something you do in post. If you are improvising, you should be honest. We should focus, as musicians, we should focus on feel and conducting the human emotion of the music, not on playing perfectly on grid on time. Because really, like the brain, if something is too perfect, it's too mathematical, your brain will not register it as art, it will not register the emotion. It will just take it as something abstract or mathematical. And hey, I'm not against mathematics. I'm a nerd. I'm an aeronautical engineer, okay? I love mathematics and physics, but they have their place in the world. And I know that music is basically frequencies and vibrations. That's true. But we're talking about the deliverable here, because the frequencies and and the tones and all that. Yes, these are this is the source. This is the ABCs of the language. But this is not what music is about. It's not about playing in perfect time, perfect scale. You should let yourself sway, like, or swing to the rhythm, which is why playing to a click, playing to a click, auto tune, retaking and overdubbing really makes music dull and boring. Stop being ashamed of mistakes. The greatest records of music that we know and we remember, and they are cross generational, had mistakes. They were full of mistakes. If you pay close attention with critical listening, you will find a lot of nuances, things that are not perfect, whether it's in the performance or in the production. And that's fine. And we should learn from mistakes, not hide them, not cover them up. It's normal to mess up when you are playing. And if you are playing live in front of a crowd, you cannot overdub that. You cannot have another take. Well, unless you're playing to a backing track and you're just miming, which is really shameful. Let's start the discussion below. Let me know what you think and share your thoughts in the comments, whether you're a musician or a music listener, a music fan. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to someone you think is interested if you care about the music. And as always, enjoy the music, enjoy the journey. Until next time, see you soon. Cheers.